Here's a pretty odd versus matchup. Never really thought I'd try to scale Mr. Satan of all people. I should warn any kind of Spy X Family watchers or manga readers, as this will contain spoilers from the manga, as I will be talking about recent chapters to get some your scaling. Stuff that won't likely appear until season 2 or 3 of the anime, if they do come out. I'll mostly be sticking to the manga for both series, and not including crazy filler feats, like with Yor and the dodgeball in episode 10. Although there was a brief training montage in the manga, it didn't have this. Or how in DBZ, Hercule can react to Kid Buu and such, which could be debunked anyway, so we're gonna try and stick to the manga with only brief mentions to the anime for consistent feats. Also, keep in mind that I did not do any of the actual pixel scaling that I'll be showing in this video, as I ain't that smart. We're gonna start off here with the world champ, Mr. Satan. And sure, he seems pretty damn weak by Dragon Ball standards, but he's actually pretty strong by human standards. In the Daizenshu, he's stated to be the martial arts champion of the world. He does have a high amount of skill in hand-to-hand combat, but pales in comparison to someone like Goku, obviously. In terms of strength, he's pretty strong by human standards. He's able to chop through a bunch of stone tiles, which has been calculated to be around wall level in terms of energy output. His kicks are even compared to dynamite explosions, which even a 12-inch stick of dynamite is enough to uproot a tree. A single stick of dynamite also containing 1 megajoule of energy, which is about 1 million joules and fits within the wall level category. As it's between 15,000 and almost 21 million joules, which seems like an odd gap, but is just how it is, as joules are kind of weird. This again going off of if it's comparable to 1 stick of dynamite and not a bundle or something. His punches are also said to be a sure to kill, implying a single serious punch from Mr. Satan could just straight up kill a normal human being. Which still falls in line with the scaling I just showed. His physical strength, bar striking, which we just went over, is still fairly good, as he's able to pull 4 buses. This can be scaled anywhere from 20 to 60 tons. If you use a smaller Japanese tourist bus, which it likely is, it's around the 20-ton range. And if you use a large public transportation bus you'd see in North America, it'd be around 50 to 60 tons, which regardless is either around or possibly more than twice the amount what strongmen in our world like Brian Shaw, the 4 times world's strongest man, can pull, as people like him are able to pull fire trucks which range from 19 to 30 tons, or 38,000 to 60,000 pounds. His durability being similar to his attack potency, as him being smacked by Cell and punched by Trunks have similar calculations, putting his durability fairly decently into wall level. In terms of speed, Hercule should be around the subsonic to transonic ranges, as he's able to dodge and outrace missiles from a rocket launcher and can beat a normal human up before they can even react. Although he knew the missile was coming and ran away, making the feat less impressive, but he is also shown to be able to move so fast that he can turn invisible to the naked eye of an average human, although at that point, he got shot in the chest point blank. Definitely a lot less to cover in the speed department, as we don't have a lot of speed feats for Hercule, and we mostly have strength feats. Now, we move on to the Thorn Princess Yor. Yor is very skilled in hand-to-hand combat. She's been training and killing since she was young, and is a part of an assassination group known as the Garden. Any member of said Garden being enough to take down an army troop by themselves, with an informant from the series even saying that they're not just urban legends. She's well versed in takedowns, can take down multiple trained assassins at once, fight people using chains in a narrow hallway. She even comments that this guy is strong, has knowledge of pressure points which can take down a charging bull, and can even fight with enough ferocity when drunk to nearly kill Lloyd, who's able to take on multiple people at once. Although they seem to be more like thugs and such, gabagoons if you feel so inclined. She can sense bloodlust and is very difficult to catch off guard, throw shirt buttons hard enough to knock someone out, and throw her thorns with enough force to do more damage than a bullet. She also does have a crazy resistance to poison, as she's able to take poison strong enough to kill a bear, and is even able to drink pufferfish poison martinis, and it only feels like it's a painkiller to her. Surprisingly enough, Yor is actually pretty damn powerful in regards to her strength. In the manga, we see her kicking cars hard enough for them to veer off course and crash, which has been calced to around 0.0258 tons in kinetic energy. Whether this seems a little over the top is up to interpretation. She can crush human hands, strike with enough speed and force to pierce human skin with her bare hands, take strikes from electric batons, and tank being hit by a speeding car with no real visible damage other than some scuff marks. To say Yor's a monster is an understatement. Her speed is well within the subsonic ranges, as she's seen reacting to gunfire on multiple occasions, and even being able to hit tennis balls at the speed of sound when holding back, as her hitting it too hard chopped it up. This giving her highballed supersonic speeds with consistent subsonic reactions. Now, who is winning the fight here? In terms of an arsenal, Yor only typically has her thorns and Mr. Satan his fists. With prep time, if you want to call it that, he does carry a gun, poison, or a bomb which can destroy a tank. When comparing the stats, it's easy to say that Yor is more than likely more skilled, with better speed and physical striking strength, while Mr. Satan would have more of an equipment advantage and possibly better physical strength in terms of pulling and lifting things, which doesn't really help much in this battle. You could highball Mr. Satan to be relative to Yor in striking strength if you want to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that his dynamite kick is more than just a single dynamite stick in terms of power. I think it's safe to say that if Yor can throw/hit something at the speed of sound when holding back, and throws one of her thorns at Hercule, he's more than likely gonna die, with his best speed feat coming from him aim dodging a rocket, which is still really impressive. Now, if the two are given no equipment and must duke it out in a fistfight, it still more than likely goes into Yor's favor, even if the speed is more relative, as she would be able to hit his pressure points, stab him with her hands, or kick him hard enough to cave his chest in. But if you do go with a more highballed Hercule, you could argue that if he does land a kick, it could do some serious damage, although Yor is able to take lots of damage and still fight. All in all, I think that Yor would win it more times than not. Thank you all for watching, and have a nice day.